Yeah, this is the JS joint.
Air it out. I had to clear it out, clear it out. I feel like Superman and tear it down. Compass a quarterback and send him out. I feel that air it out, air it out. I had to clear it out, clear it out. I feel like Superman and tear it down. Compass a quarterback and send him out. Take off. I'm on a rocket, a space dog. Bought a new car from Elon, wanna race. I've been asking how long is it gonna take. I've been cracking the code, had to break the safe. I've been writing my wrongs, had to change my ways. I was stuck in one place, so I had to shake. They try holding me down, but I found my way. Roddy Rich and no bicycle, love me. Ride away, then my heart went on ice again. Find the balance, my patience been going thin. In the field every day till I reach the end. Popping up on your side like we out of bounds. Ain't no way that they think that it's stopping now. I've been waiting for my turn to come around. I've been waiting for my turn to come around. Air it out, air it out. I had to clear it out, clear it out. I feel like Superman and tear it down. Compass a quarterback and send him out. I feel that air it out, air it out. I had to clear it out, clear it out. I feel like Superman and tear it down. Compass a quarterback and send him out.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back. We are back. Tell a friend. All right, I'll try to mix it up a little bit so we don't get, copyrighted. But welcome to the Air It Out podcast. We are back, guys. As you see, we have a new layout. We're trying to do some fresh stuff. But I'm excited to be back on this podcast because, man, it's been a while, and I know you guys missed us. Pipe down, we back, baby. Don't worry. We good. But I'm excited to be here this early Saturday morning with my boy, Juan. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. Only 2 more weeks till real football kicks off. Not to say that real football is not kicking off, especially like in less than an hour as the Lions take on the Commanders. And I'm just excited to see NFL back in action. The summer kept me pretty busy with FIFA, and then the Tigers going on that fake winning streak, which was actually really nice. But nothing beats NFL football, man. Nothing. I mean, the college game comes pretty close for some people, but no. NFL is what I've been striving for. I've been needing it in my veins.
Yes, sir. And we got a lot to talk about, man. But before we get started, man, make sure you like and subscribe. Do all that great stuff for us. Help us out on our YouTube channel. Right there, the QR code. You can click on that as well. At the very bottom, you see all our socials. If you want to be risky, go down there. Follow us on all of our platforms. That will help us very greatly. This is an interactive podcast, so if you guys want to put your comments and fit that in there, please do so. You can do that on YouTube. You should be able to do that on Twitter, X, whatever you call it, on there as well. We are also on our Discord as well, so make sure you go on there as well and comment as well on there. But we got a really good show today, guys, so I don't want to hold you up too long because we want to get out of here on a good time as well. We busy people. We miss you guys, so that's why we had to get in here, but we had to squeeze out at least an hour for you guys. So let's get right into it, guys. First and foremost, Juan, preseason. I'm excited. I know you're excited. And we're all excited for something. But obviously, the biggest thing when the new season comes is there's this rookies, man. There's guys that coming in and, we're excited about it because they're a new addition to our teams. They're new addition to other teams, and we're looking at them like, who is the guy? Who's gonna be that rookie of the year guy? Who's gonna be that guy that makes a big impact? So Juan, I'm gonna start you off. What rookie performance are you excited to see? Not only during the season, but this preseason. We got some preseason games going on. We got a couple tonight. My Eagles are playing tonight. Who are you excited to see tonight for preseason in general, or even in the season, man? Who you looking at?
So someone who's already played 2 preseason games, I've been really excited to watch, and I'm going to be kind of like making the most obvious choice here because I'm not going to hide my fandom. No, not. I'll put it this: it's not a Jets player. What I mean by my fandom is like for this particular player, I am not hiding my fandom for them because obviously everyone in the country fell in love with him when he went out and did the impossible and brought a championship to Indiana. And he's just such a lovable guy to watch overall. Fernando Mendoza, man, like the quarterback for the. I know he's not going to start, and that Kirk Cousins is going to be the starter going in there because they want him to develop. But man, I love watching this kid succeed. The guy against the Cardinals was just surgical, moving the ball down the field. That touchdown pass that he had in the red zone was absolutely phenomenal. A good read on a short slant down the middle. How he did it against the Texans. You going up against an elite defense, he was moving the ball down the field. Just a really bad behind the receiver pass that got that pick six for Houston that ultimately like kind of just like destroyed the momentum a little bit. But I've been enjoying watching Mendoza just like show that why he deserved to be the number one overall pick in any other draft. If you would have put Mendoza in, let's say, like the 2024 draft with Caleb Williams and with Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels, like yeah, Mendoza might not even have been like a first round pick at that point, but he's showing that this kid belongs. This kid shows that he has the talent, he is capable, that he wasn't carried by a strong Indiana defense and great and great scheme out there, but that he is an actual top tier NFL player. And I can't wait to see him on the field. Two other players I want to mention real quick: Dejon Stribling for the Niners, the wide receiver who balled out against Tennessee, 7 catches for 63 yards in the preseason. Not unheard of, but actually pretty impressive. He was the first player they took, and everyone was kind of confused as to why they took him in the draft this year. I think it was a second or third round pick that they drafted him as. But then he showed like this is why. It's because like this receiving room needs more talent and needs more capable pass catchers, especially because they either go down like flies or they just lose their minds. So seeing Stribling out there, I have a lot of high hopes for him, and he's going to be a great fantasy pickup if and when he does become available. And a shout out to my guy David Bailey for the Jets, man. Finally got his first sack in the pros against Pittsburgh last night. Very proud to see him. He's just been impressive all throughout camp. Every beat reporter just raves his work ethic and his dominance against arguably two great tackles that the Jets have. It makes me excited that this defense is actually going to get turned around. And maybe a little. I'm trying not to drink the Kool-Aid too much, but it's hard not to.
Yeah, man. I love the choices right there, man. And I know David Bailey do look good, man. I can't hate on what you said about David Bailey. I like what he looked like right now. I was actually excited for you that guys to get him because I did a lot of studying on him in the off season. My boy got like 5 guys on here. 3 offensive guys, 2 defensive guys. 3 of the guys on this list, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be a little biased on just because I had some interaction with them, or I talked to them in the past, or I did interviews with them. So I'm gonna be a little biased. But hey, we talking about who we are excited for, not who's gonna be the best or whatever. But I'm excited for him. The number one guy, I'm gonna be super obvious with that, and you probably, if you follow Inside the Hatchet, you probably already know who I'm gonna talk about. Is 4th overall pick in the NFL draft, the Inside the Hatch's highest drafted player of this season, Cornell Tate. I'm super excited about him. I got to talk to him when he was at Ivy Academy. If you guys don't know, the Ivy Academy is one of the bigger high schools down here in the South, in Florida. Top-rated high school team almost every single year. I got to talk to him when he was over there. Messed around with him a little bit because, if you know, I'm a Michigan fan. He went to Ohio State, so kind of teased him a little bit, but watched his career and seen how he went from, this kid in high school to Ohio State, had to kind of play second fiddle once Jeremiah Smith got there. But everybody was kind of like, oh, why is he getting drafted 4th overall? He wasn't even the best player on his team, blah, 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 blah. I don't think y'all understand how good Jeremiah Smith is. I don't think y'all understand how good he was. And the fact that he was getting doubled and then create opportunities for Tate was great, but Cornell Tate is absolutely going crazy in training camp right now. Now I know everybody was looking at his preseason. It's like, oh, he didn't have a catch. Blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of factors that go into there, and you gotta also remember they don't play a full game. But this kid, I'm super excited about him. Him and Ward have a great chemistry already, looking great. So I love that. My next guy I want to talk about, he's actually injured right now, but he's another receiver that I'm excited to see how he does because he got the trait if he can just stay out of injuries, and that will be Jordan Tyson from the Saints. Dude has everything you need as a wide receiver. I'm telling you, like if it wasn't for his injuries, I would have thought that maybe he would have got picked before Cornell Tate. But the kid have all the traits. He just needs to stay healthy, and I want to see him stay healthy and play a full game for a year. And if he could do that, dude, he's gonna be a beast. Go ahead.
2 months, man, that he's out for. That's brutal. I'm hoping it's like a OBJ style revival. Remember when OBJ had the hamstring injury, out for like 6 weeks, came in and absolutely balled. So if Tyson meets the billing, then he's definitely primed for something like that.
No, 100%. Tyson, he got it, and he always has soft tissue injuries, which sucks, especially with his hamstring. And hamstring is one of those things where you never know. You can be out for a day, you can be out for 2 weeks, you can be out for a month. You never know. But Tyson, Jordan Tyson is my other guy. Another guy that I've been covering in college, are my co-hosts for the RPO podcast. Ray Roberts is a Notre Dame fan, so I have to kind of like watch Notre Dame more than I would like to. Jeremiah Love, this kid was a freshman, and I was like, dude, I was telling Ray, I was like, I think your best running back on your team is Jeremiah Love. Like, I really said that. And to look at the 4 years that he put in and the type of player that he is, this kid is amazing. And I know he's another one that just got injured. It's a high ankle sprain. I think he'll be okay. I think he'll make the first week. We'll see. But just looking at him during preseason, he didn't look like a rookie. And I know a lot of people comparing him to Adrian Peterson. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not that type of person to do that. I'm not gonna make that comparison. But he was amazing.
It's the run style, though. It's so impressive. The high running, like chest up style, and the ability to like just shoulder it through. That's AD all day.
I like it. I don't do it. Not me. I stay away from the comparisons until I see them play a little bit more. But
bro, if I had a silhouette of Adrian Peterson on one side, a silhouette of Jeremiah Love on the other, you couldn't be able. You can't tell me. You'd be able to tell which was which.
I can tell. But anyway, I really think he's going to be another one. And then 2 other guys. These going to be 2 defensive guys. Another bias pick right here from me. Cassius Howe. Got to watch him this offseason when he's training. This kid is a beast. His pass rush style already, just the different types of pass rush he has already, is amazing. Good guy. He's a really cool guy too. Very humble. Works very hard. You could tell he works hard. I had him down here in Atlanta. He was training, and right after his training session, they literally stopped and just like, you know what, we're gonna work out right after this. So he could have completely stopped, working out. It was a very, hard training. Shout out to Des, training down here, pass rush trainer. Trained him very well. But he was just like, dude, I'm gonna lift some weights right after that. I would have been like, yeah, I'm done, I'm cool. Maybe I'll lift weights later on. It was directly after that. He was like, let's lift weights, whatever. So respect the hustle out of him. Looking for a big year out of him. Juan, you had something to add to that?
He has some like big shoes to fill. That Adler says he has a defensive end, man. I mean, when they lost Trey Hendrickson to the Ravens of all teams, Shout out to our guy, Coach Braxton. It really shows like this defense needs to really take a step forward this year, especially because like the Joe Burrow experience is slowly starting to kind of fade in terms of just the injuries keep piling up, and that the offense can't keep carrying that defense forever. So he's gonna have to play a huge role when he's out there. As well as the first rounder from last year, whose name escapes me, suffering an injury in camp. I know it wasn't that bad of an injury, but like Bengals defense got to step up, and I'm hoping that he's a piece that can get them there.
100%. And last but not least, Georgia guy, got to watch him play. I never got to really interview him or interact with him, but this one hurts me to say this because obviously he's on the team that I do not like. I hate this team actually, but I'm gonna say Caleb Down. I know his dad. I haven't had the chance to meet his brother, but I met him while he was at Cedar Grove down here in Georgia. Watching him, another Ohio State guy. Too many Ohio State guys on my list, but another Ohio State guy. Played at Alabama for a little bit. The kid is a menace. I think once he gets everything together, he's gonna be a dude. I hate that he's on the Cowboys. Obviously, I'm an Eagles fan, as you see from my hat right here. But I think he's gonna be a menace. Like they showed some stuff that he was kind of struggling a little bit on this last couple of training camp practices. But what do you expect from a rookie? So. And they're playing him out of position. He's not cornerback. He's safety. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm super excited about him. Any last words you want to add to that, Juan?
This rookie class was a little bit like kind of like not the biggest names popping out in terms of just like pure volume, but I am excited to see how these rookies perform, and I can't wait till we make our picks for rookie of the years. Not now, but like down the line when we get there.
Yeah, no, 100%. All right, so if you guys, tell us what rookies you guys are excited to see this year. Maybe they're on your favorite team, maybe they're not. Put a comment down here on our YouTube channel, or if you're still in here, we got a couple of people in here live. So if you're in here live, definitely put your comment in there. Let us know who's your favorite rookies. Who are you looking for to break out this year? Who are you excited to see? So we were talking a lot about the players that we're looking forward to this year. We talked about injuries, and injuries obviously is always a big part of the game. Right now, there's a lot of injuries that are going on in training camp, some huge injuries. One, I want you to tell me, is there any injuries that kind of pop out to you in your mind that you're like, whoa, this might be an issue? It might be an issue.
I am starting to kind of get into the interest of urban development, specifically like constructing houses and living locations in specific places. Like, let's say by a sewage plant, then you get all the smell that comes your way, or by a stadium and you have a lot of immense traffic and people just being loud, or in the 49ers case, a substation, which is apparently channeling some weird energy into your training camp and causing everyone and your head coach to get injured. I mean, even Kyle Shanahan got injured this offseason in a really weirdly reported car accident. That is a whole another topic for discussion. But the fact of the matter is that the 49ers have a laundry list of injuries that make you really question, what are they actually capable of this year? They are the ultimate wildcard team in terms of whether or not they'll actually be the contender that they've shown themselves to be over the past 5 years, or if they just fall flat on their face because they're missing so many pieces. I mean, the usual suspects is George Kittle and Christian McCaffrey. Ricky Pearsall out for the season. Who knows if Nick Bosa actually does play and is 100% of where he's going to be. Fred Warner as well, coming off that ACL tear. It's going to be they are a team that I am really interested to see how they fare through. And one position in particular that I feel like they have a lot to prove with is the left guard position. That offensive line needs to be shored up again going forward, especially if you expect to have a dominant rotational run game. I know Robert Jones, one of their guard candidates, got injured, and he might miss this week's game against Las Vegas, so that's another piece down. So 49ers absolutely decimated by injury. Shout out, I'll give like quick honorable mentions to the Texans, who currently lost another wide receiver prospect in Jaden Higgins to a season-ending injury. You're still trying to work back Tank Dell. Nico Collins is still trying to hold it down, but can't do it alone. And this is coming on a year where CJ Stroud really needs to prove himself as whether or not he is the guy in Houston. I mean, you brought in for reinforcements in Sterling Shepard and Zay Jones. Some veteran presence in the wide receiver group, but they're also old and slow. So maybe there's a lot of drag routes, a lot of curls, short routes, maybe a little bit of West Coast offense to implement for the Texans this year, apart from the deep pass to Nico Collins, if and when he's still capable. And then the Chargers, what can you say about the Chargers that no one else can? I mean, the fact that they're seeing more injuries on the offensive line, again, this time to your starting center. Now you have to start a fourth-round rookie, Jake Slaughter, in there to try to see if you can get some chemistry with Justin Herbert. And Rashawn Slater's still not back onto the field yet. He's still working his way back from that season-ending injury last year. So we'll see.
100%. And I got two names that I got on here because they're going to be – one is just hurts my heart because this kid, you could tell he was about to turn that corner and he's going to be out for the season. Another one is a huge loss for a team that needs their offensive lineman. So I'm going to go with the first guy. It's going to be Nick Swartzen. I think that's how you say his last name, from the Panthers. Linebacker, coming in, young player. It was really coming on at the end of the year. I think the Panthers really trying to look towards him to be one of those leaders in the middle of the field, plugging up the holes and things like that. So for him to have an ACL, I believe it is, and being out for the season during training camp, and it wasn't like around this time when it happened. It was early in training camp, so that really hurts them. I think that they were really trying to rely on him to be that guy. And for him to not be there, they didn't really do anything to kind of have a solid backup for him or backup plan for him. So for him to be out, that's going to be a huge hurt to a defense that I really thought was going to really turn the corner this year. They got, some really good pieces this offseason. They got two really good cornerbacks back there with JC Horn and the other guy, Mike. I think is it Mike Johnson? I think his name is.
I believe it is Mike Johnson. The corner that kind of took that leap forward last year. Yeah, I think it's Mike Johnson.
Yeah. So they got some pieces on that defense, and the defense really helped out that offense last year, keeping them not being on the field the entire time. So that really helped them. And then my second guy is going to be a guy.
Overcorrection. Mike Jackson.
Mike Jackson. There you go. He said he. I'm dead. But the other guy is going to be Laremy Tunsil for the Commanders. Huge loss for them, especially at the fact that their quarterback is not doing well in the injury department at this moment. And I'm not 100% sure that he is going to be 100% at the beginning of the season. Starting off with my Eagles starting that game, and Eagles got some really good pass rushers as well. So for him to not be in there, for indefinitely, they don't even know. They're not sure if he's out for the season, but they're also not sure when or if he's coming back. So when you hear stuff like that, it sounds like at least 2 months tops. So I hope that he comes back. I like Jeremy Tunsil. I actually got to meet him this offseason. I hope that he plays well, but it is a huge for them.
Laremy Tunsil, I have a theory that Laremy Tunsil injured himself so that the Commanders can play with only 4 offensive linemen in honor of Jaden Daniels.
Why? I'm over here like, where's he going out with this? Like, what's going on?
that storyline's never going away for Jaden this year, man.
Dude.
The
Some of
aura
those memes
around
are hilarious. I seen 5 guys say they're gonna be 4 guys. I seen, what was the other one? Oh man, the internet was going crazy on that.
My favorite thing is when baseball teams are winning games like 4-1, 4-2. It's like we only scored 4 runs in honor of Jaden Daniels. I will agree that like losing Laramie Tunsil as your like stalwart left tackle is going to be really difficult. Although the Commanders' offensive line was already a little compromised to begin with, you're still trying to shore up the interior of the offensive line. So Jaden's going to have a hard time trying to like even just stay in the pocket. I mean, he's so mobile, but he's also a string bean. So like, we'll see if he can actually like stay upright and actually, keep healthy this year. A healthy Jaden Daniels is a fun Commanders team to watch.
Yeah. And again, as an Eagles fan, I watched him play and I think he's a good player. It's really just keeping him injury free. He kind of reckless the way he runs sometimes, and he's not the biggest guy too, so that doesn't help. But I think that if you don't have that offensive line to help as well, that's gonna make it that much more tougher. And if I was Jaden Daniel, I might be like, if I'm not 100% and I don't have my offensive line, I might be like, you know what, coach, I might need to stay out a couple of weeks. Like that's not what you want. And obviously I know, yes, the Eagles are playing on first week of the year. But if you're not 100% and you don't have your number one offensive lineman, that's tough. That's tough. And if you're coming off an injury and you don't got your guy, you're going to be looking over your shoulder. So that's going to cost, like, you to be, like, start, like, looking at, pass rush that might not be there, or, you might throw the ball too fast because you think somebody's going to get there, which causes interceptions and things like that. So not having your best offensive lineman when you're coming off an injury, that is tough. That is very tough. But we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure who their backup is, but they got a tall hill to face, and the season didn't even start yet. So that's rough. That's rough. All right, Ron, we're going to get into – go ahead, Juan.
I got one more before, just a quick one. Sam Laporta with the hip injury, likely out for week 1 for the Lions. Such a linchpin for what this offense is supposed to be. Like, yeah, they have a bunch of great weapons that they can make up for with J-Mo and Amon-Ra and Gibbs, and now is that Pacheco. But a tight end is a safety blanket for a quarterback. And Jared Goff has a lot of faith in Sam Laporta whenever he strikes, he gets down the field, man. So it's going to be because if you remember last year, that offense took a dip when Laporta was out for the season. So we might see something similar until he comes back.
Yeah, I was about to say that once he left last year, that offense definitely, it was still functional, but without that safety net and without him kind of opening up the middle of the field, they struggled mightily. Teams started honing in on Gibbs a little bit more, not to 100% prevail, but they definitely made sure Gibbs wasn't the person to kind of get them. So, but before we go to our next topic, guys, again, I see some people, new people coming in. I appreciate y'all being in here. This is an interactive podcast. So if you have any questions or anything like that, hey, what's up? Make sure that you put your comments down. We will put it on the screen and answer any comments. Let us know who's your biggest injury so far. Maybe it's a guy that we can't talk about or anything like that. So check it out. But we're going to do something called buy or sell. So Juan, what I'm going to do here is we're going to go through every team, and you're going to tell me if you're buying them or selling on them.
Is this quick fire, or do you want like justification?
Let's do quick fire. Let's do quick fire because we don't want to be here all night because we got a couple more topics. Let's do quick fire. So we're gonna start off in the AFC East, your favorite division, and we're gonna start with your favorite team, the Jets. Buy or sell?
Sell. Hard sell. Not going anywhere this year. What is it called? Anarchy for Archie. So.
I'm gonna sell as well. They still a very young team. They got some good pieces, so I like what they did in the offseason. But still a young coach, still a young team. Quick question on that: will they have an interception this year?
Not till week 5.
I'm gonna put this on a limb. They're gonna have an interception. It's hard to go out there and not have an interception. What they did last year was actually hard. That was hard. So I'm gonna actually say they will get an
Unless
interception.
Cam Ward implodes in
they're
week
gonna get
1, I don't think they get one.
What'd you say?
Unless we're looking at a Cam Ward total regression in week 1, I don't think the Jets will snag one.
I mean, if Cam Ward throws an interception in week 1, that doesn't mean it's a regression. It could have been a tip pass. It could have been.
That's what it would take for the Jets to get an interception this year.
I think week 1 they're gonna get an interception. Just to get that out the way, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. That might be my hot take. All right.
Okay. I said week 5. I said week 5, and week 5, 2, 3, 4 is against the Browns. So that's the only way I see that happening.
Okay, we'll see. Patriots, who you got?
I say sell too. I see them as a regression candidate going into the season. That schedule was. I'm sorry, Darius, if you're watching. Such a soft tissue schedule to get them to the Super Bowl. Granted, the playoffs was another proving point where they got through, but who were you facing in the playoffs? A Bo Nicholas Broncos team, a sad excuse of a Houston offense where all you had to do was just basically be competent. And I forget who they played in the first round. But even then, still tissue paper. I feel like Drake May will come back down to reality, but will still be a pretty good quarterback. He has proven to. I still do believe in Drake May. I like Drake May. But AJ Brown, I don't think will be the difference maker to elevate this team any higher than it was last year, and I think they'll just take a step down.
All right, I'm gonna say this. I agree with you, but I'm actually gonna buy, and here's why. I'm gonna buy because I do think they're gonna make the playoffs, but I agree with you that they're not gonna make where they went last year. They're not going to the Super Bowl this year. I just think that. And this is the reason why. A.J. Brown is going to make a difference, but he's also going to be the single reason that Drake May don't play as well. Because Drake May is going to stare him down all year. A.J. Brown's going to get his numbers, but Drake May is going to stare him down this year. And last year, Drake May was a MVP candidate. I don't think he's going to be on that level. But A.J. Brown's going to have a good year. He's still going to get 1,000 yards. I think that the team in general is going to still be good. They got really good running backs, and the defense is real good. So I'm going to buy them as a playoff team. I don't think they're going to go as far. I think Drake May's going to take a slight step down. But I don't think they're going to the Super Bowl. So that's my.
I think they'll be. I think Mike Vrabel will just be too distracted trying to figure out what to get Diana Rossini for their anniversary.
I agree. Listen. All right, we're gonna go the Dolphins.
So this is a tank job all the way. I believe in Malik Willis as a player. I like him a lot. I hope he performs really well. But there's nothing else on this team outside of Devon Achane that I'm excited to watch and develop. This is just a team This is just a team that's going to judge itself to maybe 4-13. I'm seeing that 4-13, maybe 5-12, and that's being generous.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm going to sell as well. Like you said, I do like Malik. Malik Willis. I believe that he has never been the guy before, so that's going to be a big toll on him. Don't have a lot of great receivers, a lot of young guys at receiver as well, so we'll see how that kind of play out. Achane's literally their offense at this point. Offensive line not that great. Defense kind of got decimated. So they're going to be a rebuilding team. I think they're going to be able to squeak out a couple of wins like you said, Juan. But I'm definitely selling them this year. Buffalo Bills. Who you got?
Buy. Absolutely buy. I think this is. I'm going to say this is the make or break for Josh Allen in terms of whether or not he can do what he needs to do in Buffalo. Everything's set up for him to succeed. The offensive line is pretty good. He has a great running game with James Cook. You have You have now a new number one receiver in DJ Moore, who looks phenomenal in the first preseason game. The defense, yeah, you're losing that defensive edge that you had with Sean McDermott because he was basically coaching the defense, but they were already pretty mediocre while he was there, so might not be that much of a change for them. I'm hoping the pass rush steps up for Buffalo. I will say, and this is going to be my hot take, if Buffalo does not make the Super Bowl this year, it is time to consider trading Josh Allen.
All right, we're starting hot take way too early right now, but that was definitely a hot take there. We're gonna get into that after.
I'm not saying that as a Jets fan that wants him out of the division. Not at all.
Yeah, you're saying that as a Jets fan.
It's not. That's not it at all. This is purely because he's been there for almost 10 years now, and they haven't. And the fact of the matter is that they haven't been able to get over the hump with him as the quarterback. Maybe not because of him, but because of the situation around him. Cap space is missing because a lot of it's taken up by his contract. His style of play is very aggressive and it's very hard nosed, but it revolves around him. And no matter how many times you try to push it to the forefront, he doesn't in the playoffs, especially, it doesn't always pan out. So could the answer be maybe a rebuild in Buffalo? And because is this the year that the window closes?
I'm gonna buy as well. I'm gonna buy that they make the playoffs. Again, I'm still not sold on them being a Super Bowl. They're a contender, but I don't think they're gonna go to the Super Bowl again. I just think they're not there yet. Josh Allen is carrying that team as much as he can, man. Don't get me wrong, that dude is carrying that team, but I just still don't think they have enough pieces. Yes, they got DJ Moore, and I love DJ Moore. I'm a DJ Moore stan. I try to draft him in our fantasy draft every year. But I still don't think DJ Moore is going to be that one guy to put that offense over the hump kind of guy, I like their tight ends. I like James Cook, but I just feel like one more solid wide receiver, and I know Shakir is the next guy, I guess, but he don't strike me as a number 2, really. He's really good, don't get me wrong, but he don't strike me as a number 2, so I just thought, yeah, he's gonna be number 2 on the depth chart, but he don't strike me as a number 2. Keenan Cole, kind of a disappointment. We'll see if he can make that bounce back, but it's not really likely, and it don't seem like the coaching staff really likes him like that. He thinks highly of him, rather, I'll say. So we'll see how that goes. All right, let's go to the North. We're going to start off with coach's favorite team, the Ravens. Buy or sell?
I'll buy. I think Jesse Minter will actually be an improvement from John Harbaugh last year. The message will be new. The defense is going to be stellar. I predict a Defensive Player of the Year campaign for Kyle Hamilton and a rejuvenated Lamar Jackson.
Let's go. I'm buying as well. Actually, this is just one of the teams that I feel like can make the Super Bowl this year. I like what they're doing. I like their receivers. Got some, good depth in the receiver room. Finally, Derrick Henry. I don't think I think he's still got some left in his tank. I think he's starting to slow down a little bit, but I think he's still got a lot more in his tank where he can be productive, and you still got to respect him. Lamar Jackson, if he can stay healthy this year, I think that he can make a difference this year. So, and we talk about the defense. Jesse Minter, obviously coming from Michigan, love the guy, really good defensive coordinator. I actually was hoping that the Eagles got him a couple of years ago, but we got Vic Fangio, and I'm not complaining about that. But Jesse Minter is a dude. He's a really good defensive-minded coach. I would love to see how he does as a head coach, because that is obviously a difference maker. But he's coming to a really good situation. He really is. So I don't think it's going to be too much for him to come in and really change the program. All right, let's go to the Cincinnati Bengals. Buy or sell?
You know what? I'm going to buy on the Bengals. I feel the offense is still top 5 with the law office of Burrow, Higgins, and Chase. I feel the offensive line is still pretty bad. Let's call it what it is. You saw what it was last week against the second string Detroit Lions. But there's still plenty of potential in it. I think the defense will actually take a step forward. I think it had regressed so much that they had rebuilt it with so many draft picks and so many like free agents over the past 2 years that I feel like it is now at least competent enough to where it can actually take that step forward. I'm calling maybe 10-7, 11-6 year for the Bengals, fringe wildcard.
I'm saying, yeah, I'm buying as well. I think they can get in as well. I think that it all predicates on Joey. Man, he can stay healthy. They was going through some quarterback switches last year that kind of hindered them and stuff like that. Even then, Chase Brown was just going crazy. I'm sorry, Jamar Chase. Sorry, he was going crazy. So,
Chase Brown too.
Huh?
Chase Brown too.
Yeah, he did.
There's some love.
But I think they improved their defense. They got some pieces. We talked about some young guys that they added as well. I think Cassius Health can make a difference. I could see a good seven sacks for him this year, something around that way that can help him out. Especially after losing Trey Henderson. And they added some pieces, so I feel like the defense would be solid. The offense can keep going the way they have been and use yards. I think they'd be fine. Just really pedigree on Joe Burrow. So we'll see. All right, Cleveland Browns by yourself.
So hardcore. I say. I think Deshaun Watson is going to start the whole year, and he will have one of the worst quarterback years in NFL history.
Whoa! Too many hot takes in one episode, man.
Because this team is not built to succeed. I love Tom Monken. I want him to succeed, but this team is not built for him to actually build something from the ground up. This is going to be a really bad year. I don't really think I see more than maybe 2 wins on this Browns roster.
Oh, wow. I'm going to also sell, but I'm actually going to sell high. I think the Browns are going to be better than a lot of people think. But I don't see them getting more than 8 wins, which is not going to get them to the – they're not going to – I said they're not going to get more than 8 wins. They're not. So that's
7 is generous. 7 is generous.
7, I'm gonna give them about like 7. I'm gonna say about like 7. But I don't think they're as bad as people think. I think that the talent, they got a lot of talent actually on that team. It really predicates on quarterback play and how the receivers react this year because they got a lot of younger receivers as well. So between the receiver and the quarterback play, that's gonna be the biggest thing for them. But yes, they lost Myles Garrett. That sucks, and that was a huge piece of their defense, but they got a lot of good defensive pieces still on that team. I think that the defense is going to be the part of the team that keeps them in the game. So I'm going to say sell, but sell high on the Browns. All right, Pittsburgh.
Sell 5-11, 5-12.
Yeah, I'm selling too. I'm not I don't think this is as good of a team as a lot of people are saying.
Because you have veterans doesn't mean that they're good.
Yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers is kind of past his prime at this point, to be honest. They were struggling. They get Pittman from the Colts, which is an improvement on their wide receiver position, but I don't think it moves the needle that much.
Isn't basically DK Metcalf the same player? Big, tall possession receivers?
Yeah, he drops the ball a little bit way too much for me. Yeah, I don't see it happening. I'm another sell high. I'm gonna say that another sell high, but I don't think it's gonna be a competitive.
Too optimistic, bro.
Huh?
Too optimistic.
It may be. I mean, it's the beginning of the season. I'm too nice to these teams, I guess. Let's go Tennessee Titans.
Sell, but sell high. I think Tennessee is going to take a massive step forward in developing under Robert Saleh. The defense is definitely going to take a massive step forward. We see what he can do when he's taking command. I still have faith that Brian Dable, despite being fired from the Giants, is a good offensive coordinator. I think that they can really cook something up, but this is going to be a really big development year for the team. I think it's a 9-8 season. Nothing more than that, though.
I agree with you. I think that this is a sell high as well. Cam Ward will take that step forward. Receiver group looks really good. With the development of some of the young guys, some of the guys they had last year, and Cam Ward just kind of like putting it all together. I do kind of worry about their running game. I'm not gonna lie. Worry about that a little bit. Not high on
Tony Pollard.
Yeah, I'm not high on Tony Pollard. Solid guy, not great. So just gonna be it. The offense is gonna kind of have to lean on Cam Ward a little bit more, I think. Defense is gonna be awesome. I think this defense is gonna be great. I say top 15 in a sense with the defense. I think they're gonna do really well, at least on that side. Jaguars.
Say again?
Oh,
Oh, I'm gonna say bye. I don't think they're gonna hit 13-4 again like they did last year. I think that Travis Hunter's development as a defensive player will be crucial in how this defense really performs. Trevor Lawrence coming back from having such a stellar year, can he replicate it? Can he actually stay consistent? I don't know how the run game's. I'm concerned about the run game. You lost Travis Etienne over to the New Orleans Saints, who we'll touch on later. So what that running game is going to look like, how's it going to be able to support Trevor as he tries to, reignite the passing game, which, speaking of, Brian Thomas, I don't know what you're going to get out of him as a wide receiver because he was great his rookie year, and then he really fell off his sophomore year. We're hoping it's just a sophomore slump and that he just returns to good form in his third year. Regardless, the head coach for Jacksonville is someone who I buy a lot of stock in. His name escapes me though. So I'm all in with the Jags. Let's go Duval.
Yeah, that's a buy low for me as well. The next three teams that we're going to talk about is going to be in this division is going to be buy low for me as well because I think all three of these teams can kind of like compete for that number one spot. I think you only get one playoff team out of this division, but and they're all kind of equal in a sense. There's one that have a slight edge on me, and I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, I think Trevor Lawrence he is what he is. I don't think we're gonna get more than what we've seen from him, which is not bad. It's not a bad quarterback, but I don't think he's gonna. I can't see more coming out of what he has, especially with the type of weapons that he has right now. We'll see how Travis Hunter kind of bounced back, like you said, got injured and everything like that. So I'm gonna sell high. Let's do real quick the Colts. One, I can't hear you, sir.
I left myself muted. Quick. So I think Gardner. I think Sauce Gardner could make a comeback as a solid number one corner after the injury he sustained. But I'm not just saying that because they just have the Colts first round pick, but I think they are going to be a top 5 pick next year.
Yeah, I think that I'm gonna buy low on this one, and it's mainly because of Daniel Jones. not only that he's coming off an injury, but we got to see if he can continue to do what he did last year. If he can stay the guy that he was last year before the injury, come back nice and healthy, I think this team's can excel and be, a playoff team this year. They fell apart really hard once he got injured. They try to keep it together a little bit, running back. Taylor was kind of holding it down, but teams was like, no, we're not letting him go off. And once that happened, we've seen what happened. They just lost their top receiver, so we'll definitely see. Let's go to the
save you this year.
second.
No, Philip Rivers coming to save you this year.
Dude, that was interesting. But let's get to the Texans.
Buy, and I buy high. I say CJ Stroud is going to take a step forward. I think because he has so many pieces missing, that he will step up and show that why he deserves to be the top QB in Houston. And that defense is still going to be spectacular. DeMeco Ryans is still that dude, man. You can't count that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy on this one. I'm kind of in the middle with this buy, just because we got to see how the offense goes. Offensive line is still kind of getting retooled, so they added some pieces on there, but we'll see how that offensive line kind of gels. Obviously, C.J. Stroud is the biggest catalyst. We got to see how he kind of bounced back from last year and, staying healthy and playing well. The receivers, we just lost Higgins. They got Tank Dell back this year, but we'll see how he kind of rebounds. Like you said earlier, we cannot just rely on Nico Collins, who also got injured as well. So we gotta keep that we gotta keep the offense on the field. But I think if we keep everything together, the defense is probably top 5 to me, I think, this year. Barring any injuries, I think they can stay top 5. That offense has to be in rhythm, keep the defense off the field so they're not on the field all the time. That's what was going on last year too. They was on the field too much. So we'll see. All right, cool. Let's get into our last division. We're gonna keep it just to AFC this week. Hopefully next week I'm able to get on. I think I might be able to get on, and then we'll do the NFC next week. But AFC West, let's do the Broncos by yourself.
Bye. Bo Nix returns, and the addition of Jalen Waddle is going to be fantastic for the passing game. I like the change at play caller that they made, handing it off to David. I think it's David Blau that they handed it off to. The new offensive coordinator. If not, he might be the Commanders one. These backup quarterbacks turn offensive coordinators kind of mix in for me sometimes. The defense is still going to be stellar as usual. And it's in a division that I feel like there is still enough weakness in the AFC West for the Broncos to really like harp on and really take advantage of.
Yeah, I'm buying high on them. Bo Nix got injured last year, and I think they was probably the Super Bowl team last year. They didn't lose too much on that defense last year. The defense was really good. Bo Nix took a huge step, the step that I was hoping that he took. And I think he can make another step this year. The biggest thing is that they need to stop being in these close games. If they can stop being in close games and finish people off, they can be the top team. They played my Eagles last year, and I was just like distraught of how they came back in the fourth quarter the way they did. And they was doing that to everybody all year. If they could keep that fourth quarter mentality the entire game, I'm buying high on this team. I'm buying high. Kansas City Chiefs.
By medium, I think this is the comeback of Patrick Mahomes and a fun offense for the Kansas City Chiefs. I think that Andy Reid has to realize he has to change his coaching style because it has been figured out, and he has to kind of like bounce back in a way in order to like kind of maintain his relevance. Otherwise, he doesn't really need to prove anything. But Patrick Mahomes, I feel like takes a massive step back to being the Patrick Mahomes that we all love and adore, Mr. Magic Money Mahomes. The defense, I think, under Steve Spagnuolo, it's aging, but it's still good. I think they will be really giving it to the Broncos in terms of who will win the division, but they'll be the second wildcard team.
I'm buying medium as well on this team for 2 players, 2 new additions, actually. One of them's a rookie, and one of them is a guy that I absolutely adore. That we're gonna talk about that, but I'm gonna start on the rookie, Messidor, the corner. He's gonna be better than a lot of people think, and he's gonna be the reason why the defense is good because I think that he's gonna be the Trent McDuffie replacement, and he's gonna play very well. He gives me the same type of defensive paralysis as Will Johnson from last year. He's going to be on that same kind of like performance wise. I think he's going to be really good for the defense, and people don't know how good he is yet. I've seen him in some couple of training camp clips, and he's like locking down everybody. So I really do like him. And the other guy on the opposite side that they just got, this team is not going to necessarily be the same team as it has been. And it's because of this guy. Yes, they got Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is the guy. He's the one. But Kenneth Walker is going to be the difference for this offense. I think people don't realize how good Kenneth Walker is. I don't think they realize how good of a pickup this was for this offense. And it's not going to always rely just on Patrick Mahomes. I think Kenneth Walker is going to be able to expel him a lot, and he's going to have a great year on this offense. So Kenneth Walker, a guy, Michigan State guy. I'm hyping up a lot of my rivals today, but he's gonna be the catalyst for this. Last two teams. Let's go to the I'm about to say LA. I don't know why I was gonna say LA, but Las Vegas Raiders. By yourself.
Sell. It's going to be a throwaway year just to kind of like have Fernando Mendoza develop. There's a lot of great pieces on this team. The addition of Tyler Linderbaum at center, I feel like is going to really help kind of reconstruct the quality of the offensive line. They still need weapons. I can't name you a single receiver off the top of my head that they have outside of maybe Brock Bowers at tight end. Ashton Genty, I feel like will take another step forward. I feel like this is going to be a ground and pound rookie development year on offense, and on defense, just another wasted year for Max Crosby.
I'm telling as well. I just think that it's two of the youngest teams. I think they're going to be a little bit better than a lot of people think as well, though, with that defense, with the additions at their linebacker position, getting Max Crosby back. Who's the defensive tackle they just got to? Was it the guy from the Bengals? I forgot who it was. But they just got a defensive tackle as well. So that defensive line is going to be stellar. We'll see how it is going to be on the back end of that defense, but the front seven is going to be amazing.
They follow Russell Fatukasi, Thomas Booker, Adam Butler. That's about it. Trevin Mai, Gary Smith, JJ Pegas, Brandon Cleveland, Tonka Hemingway, Jonah Laulu. Any of those?
But I thought they just got a really good defense tackle. I could be wrong, but
I think you're thinking like when the Bengals got a good defensive tackle, they got Dexter Lawrence from the Giants. I think that's what you're thinking.
Yeah, I know that, but I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, but I think that it is going to be a tough team for this one. Last team we're going to talk about today is the LA Chargers. By yourself.
They're my last wildcard team. I have them bye. I think that Justin Herbert will once again put this team on his back and guide them to another playoff spot and another early playoff exit. That's who the Patriots played in the wildcard round. that I was remembering. And I hope he doesn't injure another body part. It seems that every time Justin Herbert makes the playoffs, he always has something injured or wrong with him. So let's hope the trend of superstars getting engaged or married and having successful seasons continues with him. Shout out to Madison Beer. Name me one Madison Beer song. I can't.
I didn't even know she sung. I thought she was just a model.
She's a singer. Yeah. She's a pop star, apparently.
I did not know that. I thought she was just a model. All right, interesting. I'm going to buy low on this team. I like the Chargers a lot, but get my boy some weapons, man. Come on. Larry McConkey can't be the only one. And they just let, Allen go and let him go to another team. Dude, like, what are we doing here? Like, get my guy some weapons. They got solid guys, solid receivers. We'll see if their first round pick from a couple years ago, Quentin Johnson. He had some moments last year, but we'll see how that goes, man. Because he needs to be consistent and needs to stay healthy. So,
I will never forgive him for having 0 catches in a game that one time and costing me fantasy points. So I'm never forgiving that.
Dude. But tell us who you think are your buys and sells this year. That was the AFC version of that. We're going to try to do the NFC next week. We do got one more topic before we get off, and we'll try to be really fast with it. But again, put your comments down if you are in here and if you're new in here. We do have a comment section. If you are on Twitter, because I see a lot of Twitter people, I'm not sure if you can fit a comment. I think you can, but if you can't, switch over to YouTube. Put your comment in if you need a comment. All the YouTube and all our stuff is right down there. All right, Juan, last topic of the day. Every year, this happens. We get a breakout player in their second year. And it makes sense because first year they're rookies, they're learning, and then the second year they start putting it together. Top 5 second year guys for you, Juan. Let's rotate. Let's alternate. So let's start with 5. You give me your 5, I'll give you my 5, and we'll go back and forth. All right. So number 5.
Number 5 for me, I'm gonna say is Kamanungai for the Bears. I feel like behind DeAndre Swift, he's a great number 2 option as a power back, kind of like a Sonic and like a diet Sonic and Knuckles out in Chicago. Definitely DeAndre Swift is so electric. He is the Jahmyr Gibbs. I know Demo is no longer in Detroit, but he Kamanungai as the power back that he is just such a hard hitter. Is a good change of pace back for Chicago as they try to elevate themselves to being contenders.
Stop sleeping on my guy Swift, man. That guy's nice. If the Eagles didn't get, Saquon, I would have wanted Swift back. The same. All right. For me, my number 5 is a guy that's actually in my division. I'm talking about my rivals a lot today. I don't know what's going on with me today. I need a doctor. But my number 5 guy is going to be Jackson Dart. Coming out, I really thought that he was a guy. I really liked who he was. They got him some new weapons. They try to solidify that offensive line a little bit. We'll see how Scottaboo comes back and if he's fully healthy this year. The biggest thing with Jackson Dart, my guy, injuries. Protect yourself, please. Because that hit in the preseason and you're getting mad that you had to go in the tent, bro. You stayed on the ground. You stayed on the ground too long. That was on you and the way you stayed on the ground. I would have picked you in the tent too. Just based on your history. It's preseason, as a precaution. But to have my neighbors back, who's their other receiver they just got? I'm blanking on. Oh, you got OBJ back. It was another receiver, but the receiving core is going to be a lot better. They got my guy over there, Isaiah Likely. I think I always said this. I thought he was a number 1 tight end in this league. So I'm very excited to see what they do with him. And going on with, Jackson Dart just having more confidence in himself and, taking that next level. I think he's going to be really good. Will the Giants be good? We'll talk about that next week. But I do think he's going to take that next step. All right, number 4, Juan, who you got?
Walter Nolan, the third, the offensive tackle for the for the Arizona Cardinals, injured for most of the season with a torn meniscus. He only played 6 games, but he has proven that he is capable of holding it down on the line, trying to reconstruct the Cardinals into trying to be at least a decent offense. I think that he will. I think he'll stay healthy. I think he'll take a step forward. Maybe I'll call it like a second team All Pro type of season out of him.
You got him at 4. That's crazy. All right, my number 4 guy is actually on the Cleveland Browns. It's gonna be Harold Finning Jr. Tight end. He looked like he's gonna be the guy out there. Proved that he has some athletic ability. Got to see him at the Senior Bowl. Played well there as well. I'm very excited to see what he does in that offense. Obviously, a lot of that's gonna be based on the quarterback, but like we said before, the tight end is the quarterback safety net, and they're gonna utilize him as much as possible. If that's Shador or what's the other quarterback name?
Deshaun.
Besides, Deshaun. Sorry. Um, yeah. We're gonna see whoever that is, but I think the biggest piece of that is gonna be Harold Finish Jr. All right, number 3, who you got?
Matthew Golden for the Green Bay Packers. You're the first first round receiver the Packers take in over 20 plus years, and you only put up 300 yards in your first year. I get it. You're a very underperforming player, but at the same time, it's like now you got to step up. This is another year of Jordan Love's prime that you really have to take advantage of. Can he emerge as a number 1 wideout or even a number 2 wideout with Christian Watson on the other side if he stays healthy? We'll see.
Ooh, I like it. I didn't even think about him. I got my number 3 guys, another tight end. We're talking tight ends right now, and for almost the same exact reason. And he was way more productive. It's gonna be Tyler Warren. I think he had a very productive year last year. He might be the number 1 tight end this year.
If he stays healthy.
Brower is good. Yeah, stay healthy. But Brower is really good. He's probably talent-wise is the best tight end. But Tyler Warren might be the best receiver this year as far as production, I think. So we'll see. Number 2, Juan, who you got?
Travis Hunter, simply out of I know he has the skills. He was injured, and confused, looking to try to play both positions last year. Now that he has a more defined role, I think we can see a major jump. I think he can elevate in a way that he will be helping elevate the Jaguars defense to one of the top in the NFL.
Definitely. My number 2 guy is the guy that you already mentioned, Juan, and that's going to be Walton Nolan. I got him higher than you. I love this kid. I've seen enough of him last year to be like, he's going to have a Jalen Carter type season. This kid is nice. The defensive line in Arizona is really good also, so that's going to help him not always have double teams, but they're going to have to double team him this year. He's just that good, that nice. He got his explosiveness off the line is incredible, strength, and he gets sacked. He's good. He's one of the tackles that's gonna get sacked. So keep an eye on Walton Nolan. I'm super excited. Juan, your number 1 guy. Who you got?
Ashton Jeanty out of the Las Vegas Raiders. That offensive line really did improve. They can actually hold they can actually punch a hole for him to pull through. I saw it in the preseason. I am excited to see what Ashton Jeanty has. I'll give yet another hot take. I think he'll finish top 3 in running back production in fantasy this year.
I like it. My number 1 guy is not Ashton Jeanty. I don't even have him in my top 5. He was close though. I have a list of guys that didn't make my top 5. My number 1 guy played well last year. But you can tell he wasn't a finished project. You could tell he was still not. You could tell he was still a rookie. This man led his defense, I think, in interception. I could be wrong. Played very well. His teammate just got paid too. It's going to help him out even more. And he won a Super Bowl last year. And if you guys know, who you guys been watching last year, who I've been talking about last year, this probably don't come to no surprise. But it's gonna be Nick Imorori. I think that's how you say his name.
He's your top guy, and you stumble on the last name.
I do. I always do. I'm bad with names. I apologize. No, but he still looked like a rookie out there, and he played very well. I'm ready for a well-seasoned safety that understands the defense even more now with that athletic ability, having Devin Weatherspoon as your corner and out there making your life a lot easier. The defense is really good, so you don't have to be the guy on that defense. He's going to be a beast this year. I really think he's going to have a really breakout year. and really lead that defense this year. That defense, I think, is going to be a top 5 defense as well. So we'll see, man. But any quick hot takes for you? I know it says hot takes Thursday, we on Saturday, but hot takes. So any quick hot takes for you, Juan? I know you had a couple.
I threw so many out already.
Yeah.
I guess my final, excuse me, my final hot take, if I, at least for today, if I can really dig one out of me, I'm going to say that the 49ers are going to probably lose another player to injury this weekend. I don't know who, but based on the luck that they've been having, I think that's going to happen. Just based on their.
I'm going to make a quick hot take because he's actually a guy that you have on your second year list, and I'm not sure about him. And it's not really him. It's not his skill. It's not him. More of the expectations of him. And I'm going to say that the expectations for Travis Hunter is not going to be where everybody thinks it's going to be. Productive, good. I think he's going to be fine. But I think with him playing 2 positions, coming off the injury last year and not having enough experience last year, I think that he's going to be solid. I don't think he's going to be where fans hope that he's going to be this upcoming year. So that's my hot take. But thank you guys for checking us out, the Air It Out podcast. Make sure you check us out. We're going to be on every Wednesday and Saturday. We're going to make this thing. Every Wednesday and Saturday. Make sure you check us out. Also, if you want to, again, if you're in here, we do appreciate you being live with us. If you missed the podcast and you're just getting on, make sure that you put your comments in their comment section. Help us come up with some topics for next week. If there's a topic that you want us to know or want us to talk about next week, make sure you put that in. We will try to, carry that topic in for next week. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you follow us on all social media. We have some great videos. If you're into high school football has started already. College football starts next week. Speaking of college football, we will have our RPO podcast tomorrow around the same time. We're going to have it at 12 o'clock tomorrow. So make sure you go check it out. It's not going to be our normal time. I think our normal time is probably going to be Thursday. But we're still working on that. But we will have a podcast tomorrow, me and Ray, talking all college football. So if you love college football as well, make sure you go check that out tomorrow. Also, make sure you go on our website. We have some cool stuff going on our website and a new feature called the Locker Room, where you can go on there and have interactions with us as well as other fans. And you can go in there, you put your fantasy drafts in there and get feedback from there. If you need fantasy advice, we have that in there as well. If you want to talk about your favorite team, we have favorite team categories. Not only NFL, but we got college as well. So if you love talking about football, make sure you go in there, check it out. It's cool. You can get rankings on there. You get, everything on there. So, check it out. It's a cool feature. We'll have some kind of ad for that coming up soon. But it's a really cool feature that we have on our website. So that it will be insidethehatches.com. Just go over to the locker room. It's right at the top. You cannot miss it. It's really fun, really interactive. We already started kind of conversating on there, but make sure you do that as well. So that's going to do it for today. Juan, any closing words?
Let football begin again, and let us enjoy the bounty that it will provide us.
I'm excited. Like I said, high school football started this week. Actually, last week for us in Georgia. But a lot of high school football starting already. Get the test waters and stuff like that. We got college football next Saturday. Some really good matchups actually, because usually week 0 be terrible games. We got some good games. We'll discuss a lot of that tomorrow with Ray. And then NFL football. We still got preseason. You got a couple of preseason games tonight actually. One more week of preseason, and then after that, the NFL will start. We got fantasy football coming up. Our fantasy selection show is actually be tomorrow night as well. So we got a lot of stuff going on tomorrow. So make sure you check us out live on those as well. I'm super excited to do both, man, and get all this going. So that's gonna do it for.
I do want to give a quick shout out to Nick Chubb for his retirement after 8 seasons. I hope you're doing well, man. One of the best running backs I ever got to watch as a fan of this league. Injuries took your ability too soon, man. Make up Fitzpatrick special.
Man. I'm sorry we didn't get to talk about Nick Chubb, but yeah, Nick Chubb, actually played down here in Georgia, not only in college, but played at Cedartown in Georgia. Down here, I got to go to their high school a couple of times, and they mentioned Nick Chubb all the time at that school, so they was very proud of them. So shout out to Nick Chubb, man. A really good running back. I was high on him once Gurley went out, and people was like, "Oh no, Gurley's out," and I was like, "Dude, yeah, you're not watching this Nick Chubb guy." So really good guy. Good luck in your retirement, man. I know there's been a lot of injury stuff that's been going with you, and he's a tough MFer. Being able to have multiple injuries to your knees and still going out there and playing a hybrid level, man. So shout out to Nick Chubb for sure. But that's gonna do it for us today, guys. Appreciate y'all being on the Air It Out podcast. Hopefully we get some great podcasts coming up to you guys soon. We got some great stuff coming up, man. I'm super excited for it. So thank you so much. Peace out, and we see you on the next one, man. Peace.